What's up, everybody? This is Jay Wicker with Real Estate Aholics, and I got some great real estate investors on the call with us today. What's up? What's up, Lenny?
Hey, Jay, what's going on with you today?
Not much, man. Not much. And we got Jason down at the bottom here. He say he'll log in a few seconds. Tell us
Yeah.
where you're logging in from, what you do,
Hey, man,
all that good stuff.
my name is Lenny Smith. I am co-host of Real Estate Holics podcast with Dr. Jay Wicker over here to my right. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I call him Dr. J because he done put me in the game.
I like that. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Also do have my own podcast, Wholesaler with Lenny. You guys can find me on Facebook and the Wholesaler with Lenny group. I do buy and hold through creative finance, and I'm also a wholesaler. That's what brings the bread. I'm in Springfield, Missouri currently. My markets are Cleveland, St. Louis, and Springfield. Guys, if you got any deals, let's JB.
Man, that's dope. You know, my nickname used to be Jay Wicker, the JV King of Real Estate.
Oh,
I
no
might
doubt.
I might have to bring that back out, bro. You inspire me, man. I tell you, bro. I mean,
No,
I'm saying,
man.
look at Lenny's going. So
We got to do it, man. We got to do it.
absolutely. And I said again, so I know Jason gonna come in a few seconds though. But yeah, so you guys know me, man. I'm kind of the same thing, man. That's Lenny here, man. But my market is the United States of America, bro. So I have buyers in all 50 states.
Yeah.
As long as it's not in the rural area, it's in the area that people are looking to buy. It's easy to find some buyers in that area, man, to get it done. So we have some proprietary ways to get that done. Once we get a deal, you send it over to us, and we get it done. We help you step by step on getting that done. And yes, we can get it done without me actually physically being there to get it done. So it's ways to do that. So
There you go.
yeah, right on time.
What up?
What up, Jay?
What up?
Right on time. So where you logging in from, what you do, and all that good stuff.
Oh man, logging in from Dallas, Texas, and you say real estate, we do it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. You say real estate, we do it. Mainly single family, but you say real estate, we do it for sure.
Absolutely, man. Man, I got a question for you guys off the top, man. Is real estate still fun to you?
Most definitely.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? It's one of those things where, just like anything else, even if you're working at a regular job, you can make that fun.
That's right.
Right? You can make that fun. It's just that most people have the mindset when they're on the way to waking up and making the commute and the drive that they've caused themselves to not make it fun.
Right.
Yep.
You've already put that mental mindset into it that it's not going to be anyway exciting and anything. But
exactly.
And it's the same way with this, right? If you wake up and you say, "Oh man, I gotta go in here and make some phone calls.
Right,
Oh man, I
right.
gotta,
You can't do
talk
that.
to these crazy sellers," then it's
Right.
not gonna be fun.
And
Yeah.
the fun part for me still is the history of real estate, right? And when I say when I mean like the history of real estate, I've been in St. Louis. I've been in buildings where there's history of the Underground Railroad that ran through that building. I've been in buildings in St. Louis where there was speakeasies from the 40s in the basement.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And you was like, wait, what is this? And oh yeah, this used to be a speakeasy back in the day. Old
Wow.
juke joint. Et cetera, et cetera. And one of the most exciting things I literally found was we was in this big house in St. Louis. We was going downstairs. We was in the basement, and there was a door in the basement going out. You can't see the door from outside, so they blocked the door. So my dude noticed hinges on the steps we just came down. Dude, you know those whole steps opened up and closed and went up. We went back on the building. The building was like 1803 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They had a hidden room up under the doors, whatever, and we had thought that, might have been for hiding runaway slaves too, or whatever. So, the history, man, it be some, like, I've seen some fun, cool stuff, going in these houses, man. It amazes me.
Man, that's dope. I never really thought about it like that. I know I got a guy now, man, who's we get ready to do some stuff here with the governor. I think he said the governor, if I'm not mistaken, but downtown towards Deep Ellum. area in Dallas, man, where we're dealing with an old hotel down there with some people from back in the days on it. A lot of black people did, or whatever the case is. So it's like a historical building, and I'm looking forward to going. As a matter of fact, I may go down there this Saturday to go and take some pictures and shoot some videos and stuff like that and put it on this, so you guys will be able to see that. But that's dope. But
That'd be pretty cool.
To answer my own question in this situation, man, I'm still having fun, man. Like if I wasn't getting paid to do this, in some capacity, I still would be doing it.
Oh man, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Some capacity, I still would be doing it, man. Even if I wasn't getting paid to do it, bro. That's how I know I'm supposed to be doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Your payment is the byproduct of it.
Absolutely.
You know, so there's no reason. To me, it's not going to go anywhere.
Nah.
Right.
You know, it's not going anywhere. Nobody's making any more land. So let's get it all.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. And doing this podcast, guys, it's opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, man, that was laying dormant in my business. You know what I'm saying? That I was like, okay, I know how to do different things, whatever the case is, but I haven't been doing a lot of it. And I'm like, man, doing a little research on different things. Like, man, I forgot this part of this. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I'm doing this too. So this is a plus for me. I'm learning some stuff, and I'm bringing some stuff back up as well. Like we lease options, right? I haven't really done a lot of them here in Dallas like I'm supposed to, but I do put together offers all the time. But actually sitting down and say, okay, how does a lease option work again? Let me just mentally go through this whole process again. Like, wow, I haven't thought about that in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know why you stopped doing that when they changed the law.
Yeah, but I mean, you still can do it. It's ways
to do it. You just have to, you got to finesse it a little bit. But
yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. But see, as you know, we virtual wholesalers as well. So it's some markets that we still can do it that way. But I just, going through it today, like we'll see some stuff we kind of go through today, be like, man,
we need to do it.
I'm excited about it again.
Yeah, all three of us need to do it in this market right here.
Yeah.
Perfect market. Springfield, Missouri. Perfect market.
St. Louis too. St. Louis too.
Yeah. So cool, man. All right, let's jump into this thing, man. So we're gonna talk a little bit about lease options. When a person first get into real estate, man, they might jump right into wholesaling, right? And unfortunately, man, a lot of people, new guys, don't know anything about anything else other than wholesaling. Right. So this is a new tool. Well, not a new tool, but this is another tool that they can use in order to knock a deal down. Right. And the great thing about doing these lease options, man, you don't have to be in the hood to do it. You can do lease options no matter where it's at, man. You can actually get them done. So the question is, what is a lease option, guys? What is that?
Exactly what it is. It's a lease with an option. Right?
Yes,
I mean, because everybody think about a lease, they think about renting,
they
think about, which is right? They think about renting at the same time. I'm gonna lease this property, but now we put the option part on. I'm gonna lease it, but I also then have the option of purchasing it, and I'm gonna exercise that option whenever we predetermine that with the seller.
That's right.
Yeah. Right.
No different than, I don't know how many people play in the stock game, but I call that, stock trading with houses. That's stock trading with houses, right? I'm gonna put in an option on this piece of stock, and then I'll exercise that later. Right.
Yeah. Dope. So let's look at the definition. What is it? Investopedia says here. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Should have had this loaded. See that definition. It's right. What you said was absolutely right though. But it talks about a lease agreement is an agreement that gives the renter a choice to purchase the rental property during or at the end of the rental period. It is also precluded the owner from offering the property for sale to anyone else. When the term expires, the renter must either exercise the option or forfeit. A lease option is also known as a lease option to purchase. So it's just what Jason said too, man. It's a lease with the option to buy. Some people call it rent to own. You know what I'm saying? Right? But
See, that's the terminology thing right there, though, Jay. See,
Yeah.
we use that. We have to use that terminology here in Texas.
Yeah.
We can't use. Well, let me put it like this: we use the rent to own option here in Texas. The wording here in Texas, so that we can avoid that lease option in there, especially if there's an underlying mortgage.
Facts. Okay. So that's if it's underlying mortgage in that situation, so it's a subject to.
No.
Okay. So okay.
I mean, we can do it as a subject to, but you can also do that as a lease option. It's no different than us as investors. If we can lease our property out, but we have a mortgage on it, we can lease that property out to someone else without giving them the option.
Gotcha.
But if we decide that we're going to sell it on that, then we've got to look at it a little bit different. But we'll say, hey, you're going to rent to own this here. And I look at rent to own as an exit strategy on most of the properties that we would do.
Yeah, man, this is definitely an asset, guys. Definitely an asset. And we talking about making money multiple ways on the deal. You could do that, man, with a lease option. You see people, man. You see people who are in situations. Maybe they often want too much for the property, or whatever the case is. Or maybe the ARV. I mean, maybe the property is worth $100K or whatever the case is, and they want 110 or whatever the case is. Depending on what city or state you're in, you can actually do that. Maybe do the lease for a couple of years or whatever the case. It's ways to get that done. It's many ways to get that done. So let me show you guys this right here. So what is the pros and cons of a lease option? So any investing that you do, it may be some pros and some cons to it. What is that when it comes to lease option? For sellers, right? What are the sellers' pros and cons?
Sellers' pros and cons? I mean, the sellers' pros for sure. They can get rid of the property without having to go through the traditional sale, right?
Yeah.
To me, there are cons and there's pros and cons to everything, right?
Correct.
One of the cons is that now they still have to think about the property in certain aspects, but that's all about the investor or whoever is doing this and how they explained it to the homeowner.
Exactly.
And what they actually put into the agreement that they're going to take care of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if they can cash flow, you can cash flow. The mortgage getting paid, or somebody else who can't qualify for traditional banking through credit or their finances, it's literally generally it could be potentially a win-win-win situation for everybody involved.
And just like even wholesaling, right? What is the other pro for the homeowner? They don't have to worry about the appraisals.
That's right.
They don't have to worry about the appraiser beating them up over that property and saying, hey, look, no, it's not worth this amount. And, then the financing fall through for the buyer who was trying to buy because their bank won't lend on it because of this appraisal. There's no appraisal, just like we do with wholesaling. There's no appraisal, right? Yeah, we want to see it, but there's no appraisal, and we're not trying to pass inspection because we're not trying to go out and get a conventional or FHA loan for this property.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it. We're still taking it as is because we're going to add value to it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We're going to add some value to it anyway.
So maybe you had the seller has a property for sale, and for some reason, the property didn't sell. You can immediately transition to something like this, right? You get a person who's willing to lease it out, and with the option to buy it. It's just a pool of people who are willing to do that.
Right.
Years ago, I was a mortgage banker for prime lending, and I didn't even know anything about this. It was a lot of people like every day, man, that would reach out to us. They had the money, but their credit wasn't in order, right? So a lot of them had mattress money, that they couldn't really use it or show where it came from, so they couldn't get the deal done. If I'd have knew about this, I can't tell you how many deals I would have closed.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So if you have a person who has a property you're gonna do a lease option on, man, there's so many ways to get buyers when it comes to that, man. Reach out to some of these loan officers, man. Tell them to go grease their pocket. They'll send you everything. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it 100, right?
Right.
So what are the cons to it? I'm trying to think. I guess like Jason said, man. They're probably still gonna be in your name or whatever the case is. But it's ways to put that together to where a person is not reaching out to you for some minor stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can put in the contract that seller is responsible for up to maybe $500 or $1,000 or whatever goes wrong with this property. Now you're not calling me because the light went out
Right.
or window bust or whatever the case is. So you got less headache, I would say.
Well,
Oh, man.
let me throw this out there too. And people are gonna hate this one, but really Airbnb, the strategy that people are using for Airbnb is just a modified lease option.
Yep, exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
Right.
There is just a modified lease option, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Where they just finagled and renamed the term or recoined the term, but it's really just a modified lease option, and they're getting the opportunity to do what? Sublease it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, see, prime people who probably wouldn't do something like this is people who own property who probably already renting properties out, right? Because these people, a lot of times, the reason why they rent it out because they couldn't sell it.
Right.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Or if that person is willing to rent it out to a person who may not even care about this property, why not rent it out to a person who wants to purchase this property? They're more likely to take care of it, right? You never seen a person who put 3%, 5%, or 10% down on a property, on a lease option property, and then trash it and lose all their money.
Right.
And of course, with the option, you got to pay a little bit of money for the option as well to have that option. You know what I'm saying? So you put down maybe the deposit, first month rent, plus money, the 3 to 5% or more for the option contract as well. So you ain't trying to trash that. You trying to get your credit together so you can purchase this property. And that's that headache that you normally would have with a regular renter. You don't have that headache. And these people are gonna pay, and they'll pay what you want for the property too.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So if the market is 100K, you can mark that bad boy probably to probably 105 and get more than what you actually wanted because you put a tenant in there who can't qualify right now, but who wants to move in today. It's a win-win for everybody.
Nice. Yeah.
These options is phenomenal, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Phenomenal.
I see. Remember we was talking about that one building that I was slipping on. I had road passive for like 2 years. And when I first watched that video by Bill Broncheck then about lease options, and it ran across my mind to get that video, to get that building on the contract. And then, as soon as the discounted pallet sales started going crazy, during COVID, everybody was opening up bin stores and pallet stores, shipping Amazon and Target, returns across the country. One of the guys, he blew his network up so big to where now he literally has that space at CVS now. They literally just bought that building. So now if I had that building under contract, I could have did a lease option with these guys for 10 years.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now we got quite a few people on the call here, man. Everybody, please like, share, and subscribe.
Most definitely.
Don't mind, man. Really appreciate it. So yeah, you're right, man. A lease option can be as long as you want it to be. So
yeah, I'm mad about that one.
Yeah, you missed a good one, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so the question is, you can pay the seller full price and still make money. So how can you do that? If you're paying the seller full price, maybe even over, how do we make money?
Cash flow. Strictly cash flow.
Let's talk about it.
I love it.
We talking.
I love it because this game is so sexy,
man. Yes, it is.
You got to strip it. You got to strip it down.
Yeah, man.
To the point where it's like, wait, I can do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And people don't get it to the point where you don't have to own this asset to control this asset for this asset to pay you money weekly, nightly, however you structure this lease option deal, man. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
That boy preaching, man. He preaching to the choir right now,
man. It's beautiful.
Preaching.
I mean, when we don't have to put in no money, right? I mean, we got to pay deposit first month and deposit. Okay.
Well, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
The end buyer can take care of that.
Exactly.
You can set that thing up to where it don't go into effect until you get somebody to take that position.
Exactly.
Now it goes into effect. So
exactly. So yeah, we can write the deal up 100 which ways, as you guys can see.
Yeah, man. That's huge, man. That's huge. If one of the first thing I do, if you own it outright, man, you go ahead and check what did you have it rented for? What was it rented for in the area? And a lot of time it may be under rent, the rent that he was collecting was under. So okay, well I'll give you that. Now I quickly go on to Zillow to see what it's rented for in the area. And if it's rented for over that, look, that money goes to me. So if it's let's say if it's rented for $1,000, he rented for $1,000. Look, I can give you $1,000 every single month, and you don't have to worry about that being paid. I'm guaranteeing I'm gonna get that done for you. Cool. Now I look this thing up on Zillow, whatever the case is, it's written for in that area, 2-bedroom, 3-bath for $1,200 a month. Every single month, that going right to HIP National Bank. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's right. However long that I put that lease together for.
Right. Sure.
At least option for. So, and like you say, we talked about this before, man. I'd rather control the property than own it. I'd rather control it
all day.
And this is the way you can control it, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I wish we could do this with cars. If people do this with cars, I know some people do.
Actually, you can.
They do with cars.
I know people doing it with cars. Like, wait, what? Like, yeah, man.
That's where the tote the note locks came from.
That's
exactly
right.
what it is. Exactly what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, listen,
yeah.
This game been going on for a long time. We just really catching it, man. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, they've been moving.
Yeah, nothing, none of this stuff is new, man.
Right.
None of it's new.
Exactly.
Even we talk about wholesaling so much, but people don't even understand that the banks do this all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
They do it all day, every day, right? Ask anybody that's had a mortgage, how long they've had the mortgage, and when it got sold.
Yep.
Right. You said you work for Prime Lending, Jay, right?
Sure.
You've seen it.
Yes, sir.
You've seen it.
Next day or two, they sold that bad boy already.
They'll sell it in a minute, because the bank has already established and said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna earn this amount of money off of it within this 6 month period." Then they portfolio that with 100 more, and then sell it to the smaller bank.
As a matter of fact, that's part of your disclosure. They letting you know we're not gonna service this loan off top. So as soon as you close with Bank of America, the next payment is gonna be through another particular company. Hey, we your new service company now. That's all they doing. Packaging it up, selling it on the market, bro. Cold game, bro.
Definitely.
That's how I go. That's how I go, bro. All right, so how can we make money? So yeah, that we definitely can make money on that, and we can wholesale lease options too.
You can wholesale anything.
You can wholesale that as well. So you can say, listen, this is what I have. This is the lease option, the 2-year lease option, or whatever it is, or whatever the case is. Here's the whole scenario. Do you want to buy this contract for me?
Yep.
It's cash flowing. I can assign this contract to you. Now you the person that's in the middle doing your thing, or whatever the case is. And you take your cash and walk away.
Fact. That's so cool, man.
It's crazy because when I was going over this, I'm like, man, I'm tripping, man. That's all I kept saying to myself. I'm tripping, bro.
Yeah, so real quick, why are we cash flowing this thing? So let's just say we go ahead and take it as we put the lease option down, right? And we make it an Airbnb, right? So we can literally wholesale this whole Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
My man that was on the call with us a couple of shows ago, I can't remember, Lawrence. He wholesale, he does Airbnbs. Low. So next time we get him on here, I'll get him to explain exactly how he does that. Matter of fact, he talked about it last time we was on the thing. He talked about it a little bit.
That is so cool.
Yeah, you can wholesale anything, man.
Even commercial. You can do a lease option on commercial properties too. It's called a master lease option. Right?
So that's what you and Sterling Anderson was talking about.
Exactly.
What we was talking about. Yeah. Yep. Shout out to Sterling Anderson.
Yeah. Shout out to Sterling, man. Absolutely. Master lease option, man. It's the same thing, man. You have the master lease to this whole deal. And your thing now, you just got to make sure that the person, when you negotiate the deal, you make sure that you're able to pay this man his money every single month.
Yep.
And you any improvements you make to this property, anything that you do to this property that brings value to it, that goes to you. You know what I'm saying? So when you get ready to refinance that thing in 2 years, 3 years, or whatever the case is, all the improvements that you made, if it was once worth 100K, you got up to where it's worth 150K now. That 50K is yours.
It's even easier with commercial because you can force equity.
You can force it. Yeah, man.
Right.
you put your vending machine in there. You know what I'm saying? These people using that vending machine. Every dollar is a multiple.
Yeah, you can force equity into commercial because you're not pulling comps like the normal typical person would do for single family, right?
Yep, that's true.
You're looking, it's all based on the income producing part of it.
Yep.
And you force income into that property, it makes it more valuable immediately.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If
Commercial.
y'all ain't listening, if y'all ain't liking, sharing, and subscribing,
hey, you gotta do it, bro. You gotta
Where
do
you
it.
gonna get that game at? Nobody on the internet has told you to buy a pop machine and put it in the building and raise the value, man. It's the game, yo.
But think about this though too, man. You see these apartment complexes, they have these canopies, right? You pull in there, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they charge you $100 or $75 so you can park your car up under that. That brings value to that property now. It went up every dollar they spend, depending on like the area or whatever the case is, it may be 10%. What is it, like 10 times that or something like that?
Right.
Times the multiple. So that's why you see them that they charge for every single thing. So now you go in some of these apartments now, you can't even get regular internet. You got to get it through them. Maybe they have Comcast or maybe they have this person or whatever. So you got to go to them. Guess why?
The apartment complex getting the cut.
They getting
going
on
the income.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, miss a lot. Now with your trash, right? They don't even want you taking your trash to the dumpster. They want a company to come to your door to get your trash. Why? Now they can charge you a little bit more for trash removal.
Right.
And man, there's so many things that they do, man. And it's I mean, it's business. Don't get me wrong, it's business.
It's all business.
But me knowing it, I'm like, I know exactly what's going on here, bro.
Yeah. If it's tall enough, then you can get the cell phone companies to put a cell phone tower up there and rent that out too, because you got airspace up there as well.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah. I forgot about that, but that's so true.
Airspace.
Yes, sir.
We wholesaling air, y'all.
Yeah.
We out here killing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And whoever stays to the end, man, who sends me their email address. Let me show you what I'm gonna send you guys. So I have a couple of ebooks, man. And one of them is on lease options, man. So I send it to you guys.
We giving away books tonight?
Free, man. Yeah, free ebook, man, for you guys.
Dr. J.
Yes, sir. Free ebook for everybody. Put him in the game, coach.
So free ebook.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Show you how to do it kind of step by step, man. You gotta stay to the end, man. I'll send you guys a link to this, man. You go on there and do your thing, man. Tell them Lenny, Jason, and Jay sent you.
There you go.
There you go. All right. So we talked about the what are some of the pros and cons from the buyer's angle. So you got a client, right, who wants to do a lease option that you have. What are their pros and cons? Like, why would a person do that?
Well, one, the major one that I look for, and we found a lot of people this way, and I think Lenny mentioned it. They don't have the credit, right? The buyer doesn't have the credit, but they want home ownership.
Yeah.
Right. And we did this back in 2009, 2010. We were picking them up, and the apartment complexes that were within the same mile radius of that particular property, we would market to those apartment complexes. And that's how we would find our buyer. And then we would put them with a credit specialist so they can qualify later anyway.
Yeah, man.
Boom.
That's exactly what you do, bro. So I want to make sure when I'm doing one of these here, right? I know back in the days what a lot of people used to do, if a person had 10 grand, they was getting them in there no matter if they can pay for it or not, right? So the way I operate, I want to operate with ethics, man, across the board. So if I tell the seller I'm going to take care of them, I want to make sure that they're taken care of, right? So what I want to do is, I want to pull their credit report, right? If their credit is not good, man, get it with my credit guy. I have two, Miss Alami. She's on Small Business Stand Up podcast, and Mr. I can't remember his name. I'll think of it in a minute. But I want to pull the debt to income ratio to see if they actually can qualify for that. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure everything is right. So it's an easy transition. You know what I'm saying? And when I walk away, I want to say, okay, you're in good hands. Everything will be taken care of. So, and I'm not trying to stand in the middle of it. I just want to get my cash and keep it moving.
Right.
That's kind of what I want to do. Right. So it all depends on how you set that thing up, man. But yeah, operate with ethics, man. Just don't. I know it's easy money. Don't let it be a money grab and then take on off without pre-qualified.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely don't do that. You talk about ethics, but I mean, there's some federal guidelines behind that as well. And I don't know if you remember, Jay, back, when was this? This was around the same time, 2009, 2010. And I've had some buddies that went to prison for doing that. They had opened up an FBI headquarters right over there off of Loop 12 and 30 just for mortgage fraud.
Mortgage fraud.
Okay. Because you may not think that you're doing that, but under the law, you are. Okay. You say immoral, but I also look at it and say, hey, look, that might become a legal issue.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody presses it hard enough.
Yeah, especially in these troubled times we're in right now, because they really kind of coming down on loan officers and stuff like that. There are new guidelines that they have to adhere to, right? You cannot make money by putting these people in these high risk loans or situations where people can possibly lose their home. So I guess that may trickle down to what we're doing as well. So if you do have a person who want to do a lease option, make sure they can afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything lines as far as the money is concerned. The credit, we can get that taken care of.
Read that Dodd-Frank Act. Read all of those acts that came out right after 2008.
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, check it out right here.
Yeah, make sure you
right here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's bro. The Dodd-Frank Act for sure. You're right.
Yeah, them consumer protection laws, man, went into effect heavy right after 2008, 2009 crash, and they are looking and waiting, for that. And of course, Jay, are you RMLO yet?
No, man. I probably would have took my test a month ago, man. It didn't go that day, bro. I was tired, man. I've been doing too much, bro. But I'm gonna go ahead and knock it out. But But with that being said, let me make sure I make this statement. Hey, this is for entertainment purposes only. Where I'm not an attorney. You know what I'm saying? This how you said this. I'm not an attorney. What we're talking about today should not reflect my views, our views, the sponsor's views, the co-host views, or none of that, right? This is entertainment purposes only. So we got to make sure you put that disclaimer in there, man. So,
you put the disclaimer in there, but if you got something to say, you call me.
Absolutely. So I said, what's the pros and cons from the buyer standpoint? So what is a con? What is a con from the buyer standpoint?
You know what, Jay? That's a hard question. Because at this point, we're really providing a service to that buyer because of the issues that they're having personally.
Right.
So, and if we're doing it right, then there is no con. To me, it's not, because we've already outlined what the problem was and we're solving the problem for them. So there shouldn't be any conflict of interest or any of that if we're doing that buyer a service that no one else could do for them.
That outline, like he says, that outline, how we literally take this option and we break this option all the way down.
Right.
For the seller has absolutely no confusion at all.
Yes.
And then, like you said, I had that clause in my contract. Hey, ain't nobody holding no gun against you. You ain't you making all these decisions on your own free will. You coherent. You know what's going on.
That's that CYA.
Yeah, cover your butt, brother.
Yeah.
So let me put together a scenario then. Okay. Here's the scenario, right? Our seller has a property, own it free and clear, right? We have a buyer who wants to acquire this property through lease option. And let's say they go ahead and acquire this property through lease option, right? They do a 12 months, getting their credit together, and then they put down our option money to purchase this property. Let's say our buyer, run and hit somebody, they get sued, and they want to put a lien on this property. Could that be a con? Or how do we fix that for that not to happen?
They couldn't. They're not going to be able to put a lien on it.
Okay.
Your buyer, there's no transfer in title yet.
Okay.
Right?
No, well, okay. So, but I'm saying that the seller, something happens to the seller, to where the seller gets sued.
Oh, the seller.
Seller gets sued.
Okay, the seller gets sued.
Okay, so how
we can put it into a trust.
Boom. Boom. Understand that, guys. Understand that. That's huge, man. I was telling this guy this the other day, man. He had this property, right? He called me up, man. One guy I talked to, it's been over a year ago. He always straddling the fence about joining the program, right? But I still would give him the game. He called me up. He got some money. He said, man, listen, man, I'm about some 20,000 away from owning my property free and clear under a lease, on an owner finance deal. I said, he said it's about 200,000 in equity in this property now. And I said, man, I say, so you've been paying, doing like a contract for deed, basically, whatever the case is. He said, no, I've been paying it directly to the seller, and they've been making the payment. I said, man, listen, immediately put that in the trust, bro. When it comes to this money, bro, things get funny. It's about time for them to transfer everything over to your name. No, they good people. No, bro. Put that in the trust. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that, Jay, because that first owner financing deal I did, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna put my name on this paper. Like, I need to put this in my LLC and then put this in the trust.
Yeah, man.
Because I don't need nobody coming for it.
No. This is important, bro.
We should talk about trust.
Yes.
On another episode.
That's real. We talked about a little bit one episode before, right. but yeah, we need to really go in depth into trust, man.
Because here's the thing, in a trust, if it's written properly, then you can break that property, that single family residence down, and it's no longer real property, and you can turn it into personal property, which also changes the tax benefits and all of that stuff on it. So I'll throw that out there and wait till later.
But understand,
I should be ducking. This shot started.
But listen, one thing about it, man, if something like that happens, them attorneys, they pull you up to see what kind of assets you have, and if they can attach it to that asset, bro, trust me, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But if it's in the trust, they looking, but they can't see. You understand what I'm saying? So do that immediately. And he said, you know what, man? After I got on the phone, he said, man, you're absolutely right. I said, yeah, trust is one thing, man, but CYA, man, cover your butt, bro. Go ahead and do that, man. He said, I'm gonna definitely do it. I need to call him and see if he did it too, man. Yeah. We talking about 200,000, and let's say, God forbid, something happened to the people that you had that conversation with, and they passed, or whatever the case is. And now that property's in probate. Or whatever the case is, you may not never kiss that property.
Yep.
Cover your butt, bro.
That's right.
That's the game for everybody, man. Y'all pay attention to that, bro.
I know y'all seen that recent example about Prince's family finally getting his money because that man ain't had nothing in the trust.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
We just saw it. That man's family just not getting to touch his stuff because he didn't have a trust set up.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, some of the pros is you get in the property immediately. You don't have to wait. You can literally sign the contract real quick and move in that day, that hour, whatever the case is. And you don't have to go to a title company. But what I would recommend, go ahead and get the title ran, though. Make sure that there's no encumbrance on the title, whatever the case is. But you can move in immediately.
Hey, let me say something about that, Jay. Yeah, you can do that and run the title search on there. But I'm okay with buying it with issues. I just don't sell it. I just keep it as a cash flowing asset. I just won't sell it.
That's definitely a good point. But okay,
I'll die someday, and it doesn't matter.
If that's something you're gonna put in your portfolio, I definitely understand what you're saying. But if you're going to turn around and maybe set somebody up to purchase it, they want to make sure that they invest that money, go ahead and run it. But I hear what you're saying too. That makes sense. It's a lot of people do that. Was it quick claim deed? Similar to that as well.
You can still do a warranty deed on it.
Yeah.
You just do it yourself. There won't be any title insurance on it. But again, I'm not trying to sell it, so does it matter?
Yeah. Yeah. If it's your personal asset, let's say, maybe down the line you're gonna want to sell it or whatever, definitely get that ran because you want to make sure that there's no encumbrance on the title. And it may be something that's there that they might not even know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe from the person that they bought it for, if they didn't run the title or whatever. So go and spend the initial investment, man, to make sure everything is good and you Gucci.
It's like $100.
Yeah, it's not expensive at all.
Write it off at the end of the year.
Yes, sir. Spoken like a true investor. Absolutely, man.
Cost of doing business, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
All right. So let's go here. Can this work in high-end properties, right? So, one thing about wholesaling and stuff like that, the first thing a person do, they want to go to the hood, right? That's cool. You can definitely do that. But here's a strategy that you can go into the higher-end properties too. There's money out there too. These people are going through different situations as well. What do you guys think about that?
I like that.
Me too.
And the reason being is that when you start looking at higher end properties, you're also looking at a better value property. Now you've also got a different type of clientele too. And I'm gonna keep on referring back to you working at Prime Lending, right? That a lot of some of these professionals and the amount of money that they earn can't be proven a lot of times.
Yeah.
But they have it.
Yep. And you can prove it. You can prove it through the bank.
Well, sometimes, you can prove it. You can prove it through the bank.
Yeah.
But sometimes the red tapes with the banks,
that's true,
when they try to approve a mortgage, won't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
So this is an opportunity for you to also be able to connect with some of these high-end professionals that will lease this property from you as well, which then on turn, you can also report this to their credit for them too, because they mostly spend cash on everything. Most of the time they don't have the credit. They got the cash, but they don't have the credit.
Yeah.
You can report these payments for them to help them out on that as well and add that trade line to their credit. And then they can eventually qualify for it. So now the difference in what you owed and the equity in it is a lot more, because the more money you waddle in, the more stick to you. So that's why I'm talking about high end.
Man, that's fire, Jay. That's fire, bro. You report that to the credit bureau form as well, man. That's huge.
Yeah, they've got the income. Doctors, lawyers, they've got it.
Yeah, man.
But they're not W-2s.
The house that we purchased here is we doing it on a finance, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't going through a bank. I don't have to. Like as we coming up, right? I always thought we had to go through a bank to acquire property. You don't.
Nope.
Or
have your credit.
Or have good credit, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. And the thing about it, man, fortunately and unfortunately, is people losing their houses every single day. Right? You here in Texas, man, you go downtown, the courthouse, man. I can't remember what day it is, but one time out of the month or whatever, they're selling all these houses, fire selling them. Right? Yeah. It's stuff that's out there, man. Do your marketing, man. We look for a property in this area and hit it hard or whatever the case is, and have the money to be able to put a little money down or whatever the case is, move right in that day.
Yeah,
let's put those two together real quick, Jay. And I'm sorry, lady, but let's put those two together real quick too. One person might be losing their home, and that could be a money financial issue, but they're trying to get back on their feet, but they can't afford that one. But if you got another lease option that they can actually afford, okay, now you can flip-flop with them and put them in that one that they can afford as they start to work their way back up. You've helped them 2 times.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah. And then now you're going to help another family into that other property.
That's right. Yeah, I was telling my homegirl that she was like, man, I gotta get a bigger house with her. She's like, I need a bigger house. And I'm like, use the knowledge you get. Like, you know how to do lease options, whatever. She was like, no, I don't. She's like, I need to learn. I'm like, yeah, we need to learn. I'm like, yeah, we need to learn. I mean, because if you got the cash flow and you don't want to use the bank, you don't want to use the credit, don't get that option together.
Right.
Put that option together. Formulate that deal to make that deal make sense and go after your house. Go get your house. Like, go get your house. Like Jay say, this house, Jay say, we ain't go through no bank for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Matter of fact, go get you 2. Go get you 2 of them. One to pay for the other one.
That's right.
Here's the crazy thing about this too is that there's no limit on how many you can do.
Nope.
When you go through a bank, right, you probably can get up to, is it 4 now? If I'm not mistaken, I thought it used to be 10. It maybe they dropped it down. So the max you can go through a bank to get the acquired properties is 4. But a lease option, there's no limit. It's your ability to find deals. You can have 1,000. It don't matter. Come on, bro. Listen. It's people that just does this.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was saying actually, Mike Batista. Give a shout out to Mike Batista. But Mike Batista, man, he's done everything. Yeah. He literally told me he locked himself in a room and didn't get out, didn't leave until he learned owner finance and credit. He didn't leave the room until he mastered those. Right?
Sound like my guy.
Last year, this year was the last. Last year, he bought 30 houses last year, man. And he's selling them, most of them right now. He got them all. Most of them now, he's selling them all on lease option.
Yeah, man. See, right now, what I'm looking for now is I'm kind of giving you the games. I'm looking for some condos to do some lease options and some like duplexes. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Condos and duplexes. Yep. All right. Yeah. So here's the question: how much do the buyers pay down to acquire a lease option? I know we kind of touched on this a little bit.
Depends on what I got into it for, because I definitely want to recover if I put something out.
Yeah.
But then in some cases, maybe a little or nothing, first month and last month and maybe a sizable middle deposit.
Yeah.
But I always ask them, because we're doing this as an option for them to buy, right?
Correct.
Magic question: how much do you have to secure your option?
Boom. Let them put the price. Let them tell you what
how
that
much
is.
do you have to
That's a cold game, bro. That's
your
a cold
option
game.
to buy?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And then sometimes they'll be like, well, and if it's too low, then you find other ways for them to come up with that. We did one not too long ago. Actually, it was a subject too, but almost the same process. But they don't know that they can get money from their 401k.
Exactly, bro.
Okay, you can get money from your 401k, and then
you're Roth.
you won't get taxed on that if it's for purchasing of a property.
It's wild because I was just watching Bill Belichick earlier, like an old video that he did like 8 years ago. And he was like, yeah, how many ways you can do it? He was like, cash, my cash. And he was like, retirement. And I'm like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, he's like, in some cases, you put that money down out of your Roth. He's like, in some cases, that IRA will buy that property for you. And then you just keep on. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, oh, no, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard stories about people saying, well, man, I was doing this and we did that. And I just took a little money out of my 401k. And that's how I got started. Like, I've heard that story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Many a time. So, yeah, man, most definitely, man.
Yeah. Borrow the money.
Yeah. Jay just threw a no-look pass.
Oh, didn't he, man?
I can't let that pass by without touching that again. You said, no, I'm going to let you do it again. You said, borrow for your Roth. And no, you said, 401k.
Yeah,
and what happened again?
They have the option of you choosing how you're borrowing this money. If you put for your primary residence, your house, you don't get taxed because that's pulling money out early if you just take it out.
Yeah. But
you have that option of filling out the proper paperwork to get it out of there for your primary residence with no taxes.
Boom. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
With no taxes.
This is tailor made for this.
That's right. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget.
Yeah, you heard it.
We done gave them $1 million. We done gave them $1 million game already. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And they get a book when they go.
And they get a book to come with it, bro.
And so let me throw this out there one more time, too, because everybody's dumping money into their 401k as well. We all got to understand that you can actually get loans on that 401k, okay, in whatever you're contributing to it or whatever the case is. This is just another golden nugget out there. Borrow that money. Because when you're paying it back, it's coming out of your check anyway.
Mm.
You're paying interest back to yourself. Okay. Why not do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did that for years.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, it lowers your you pay less taxes too, right? Because
that's the first part of it.
Okay.
You can put all your money in your 401k.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you got to make sure that you're vested in the company in some cases. But you can start putting your whole check in there and then just pulling the loan out on that money. And if that's what you need to live for the rest of the year, you can pull that whole loan out. Now you're living off the loan. So the money's coming right out of your check every month anyway to pay that back. And now that's interest being paid back to that loan. So the next time you know it, when it's actually paid off at the end of the year, because it's all coming out of your check, it's all tax free.
But isn't that tax the interest you paying back to yourself though?
Mm-hmm. But it's back into
so you don't lose.
Right. So now by that time at the end, the loan's all paid off within that time frame, right? And you do it all over again the next year.
Yeah. Okay. So my understanding from 401k, you only can put in a certain amount every year.
Depends on the company.
Depends on the company. Okay. Man, listen, man.
Now you can put. No, I'll take that back. Sometimes it depends on the company, but in most cases, you can put as much as you want in there. The company will only match a certain amount.
Yeah, I definitely know that. Yeah,
and it depends on who you're with. I've only done them with companies that offer what's called profit sharing, so they don't match anything. We get a percentage of what our annual income is at the end of the year based on the growth of that company.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Fire, guys. Fire. All right. There's two more questions here. All right. Do the buyers pay taxes on a lease option? Who pays?
When?
Yeah, I guess you can say when. When you first do it, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, when they're not paying it up front. Well, they are within the amount that they're paying because that's actually going to escrow and all of that stuff. But when they get ready to buy, well, who's paying the taxes then?
Yeah.
When we're getting ready to close out, if we're selling it.
Facts. All right. So now
I split it with them.
So here I'm gonna do the what they call it, the drum roll, right? So here's the big question at the end here. So check this out. How can we close these deals with realtors? In what ways?
Well, it depends on how we're looking at it. Okay. If I'm looking at a realtor, then I've got to be strategic as to where I'm looking for the deal. Okay. So I'm looking on the MLS. Am I looking for properties that need some work? Yeah. Because I know for a fact that more than likely a conventional FHA loan is not going to lend on that property. Or I'm going to wait until it's been on the market for a certain amount of days, right? And then find out why. Or if it was an expired, then I'm going to call the realtor and see if we can do it that way too. So, yeah, we can definitely do these deals with realtors. And I can definitely, and at this point, you're just negotiating what you're going to pay them.
Yeah, and that was the follow-up question. So how does a realtor get paid? You can structure that to make.
We're just negotiating with them on that deal.
And they can be the person who, when they get ready to purchase it, probably still be the person, in the middle of it. It's ways to get that done.
The realtor is probably going to know somebody who wants to rent it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And literally, man, you can sit on MLS literally and pull up old listings, pull up realtors from different markets, have your assistant to give them a call. Hey, what do you do with your expired listings? Right? Send them over to us, and we're able to get them done. We'll send you X amount of dollars. We'll make sure that you're taken care of. It only take one deal to do with that realtor, and now you become Superman because you put breath back in the life of this deal that was once dead. Now they eating off of it. Every deal that's in their office that a person is not able to do that is expired listing, guess what? It's going to Lenny now, going forward. Now the other brokers and realtors that's in their office are calling you.
Yeah. Here's your key line. Hey, your listing just expired. All the other realtors are calling them right now because they're on a list.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it done. Let's call your client and tell them that you got somebody who can do something for them. And tell them don't pay attention to nobody else.
And the great thing about this too is, of course, they have the sellers. If you got the seller's name, the situation that they're in, right? Everything about them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got everything about. If they didn't burn that bridge, you know what I'm saying? You can use that. Hey, the realtor such and such told me to give you a call. We deal with creative, whatever the case is, right? And we can help you. Give me a few seconds. Let me show you what we can do for you.
I'm gonna have the realtor call them unless they tell me that they burned the bridge.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, well, don't worry about it. I'll still cut you in. Let me call them.
Yeah.
Right. Why not?
You know, let me call them. I won't even mention you.
Yeah.
They don't like you, but I won't mention you.
Exactly. You
I can buy the list anyway. I can get the expired list anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't, I really don't need them. And if they know that and understand that, then we're good.
Yeah, man. Man, listen. This little hour here was jam packed, man.
Definitely.
This was jam packed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it kind of put the little air in my lungs, man, because I kind of this part of my business was laying dormant for a minute. So I gotta, I'm gonna revive it, man. Jay gave us the no look pass, you know what I'm saying?
All day long.
So it's up to us to go ahead and dunk it in there, So man, dope, man. Any last comments, guys?
Find you a lease option.
That's right.
Find you a lease option. First of all, find you a wholesale and see if it meets the lease option.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that we typically do, and I find this ridiculous, is that people will graduate themselves from wholesaling to something else. Stay in wholesaling. Use that as the marketing generating activities that is happening in your business, and then see what other creative opportunities you can get from those leads that you would have been throwing away. Right. Don't just think about one thing. Hey, that's wholesaling. You're still going to do the marketing.
Yeah.
Might as well pick and cherry pick what you can actually do with that. As Ron LeGrand used to say, who was my first mentor, is that you need to be a transactional engineer. And what that means is that you need to be able to identify what category or bucket that this lead falls in, so no lead gets left behind.
Lead left behind, bro. And see that, and a wholesaler, right? Stuff that we do, right? We're just problem solvers. That's all we do. We find a situation and we solve the problem.
Well, that's all Facebook is.
Yeah. So that's why I say when I put together offers, I put together multiple offers per deal, right? And a lot of times, if I'm able to talk to this person and I know exactly what they want, I'm gonna put that offer together so that fits what their situation is. But sometimes we're not able to get everything we need to get from that person. So then I put together multiple offers. Look, if we do it this way, you get more money this way, but we're gonna do terms. If we do it this way, a little bit less money, but we're gonna cash you out within 7 to 10 days. Kind of a thing, right?
Just one more thing. That's all you do. Just one more thing, then make the other offer.
Yeah. No, you said something a minute ago, man. Let me see. You said you allowed them. You asked them what are you able to put down for a option? That is fire. What you just said. I want to make sure that
how much do you have to secure your option?
So here's the deal. So, most of us will say, we need 10%, 20% down or whatever the case is. Hold on one second. So Terry Reed, what's up, Terry Reed? You say, what's up, fellas?
Hey,
Salute
up,
to you. Salute to you. So most of us will say that number, man. But no, why is it important not to do that, Jay? I mean, to do what you're telling us to do. Why is it?
Well, one is, my whole objective is not to just get the money out of this person. My whole objective is to help them. And the more truth that I can get from them, if they tell and they're honest with me about what they actually have, maybe this might not be a fit for them, but maybe I have something else that is.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can add them to just my lease option buyers list.
Yeah.
You understand? See, we always talk about cash buyers list, but you should have a retail buyers list and a lease option owner finance list.
That's easy to get to. That's very easy to get.
Right. Just pull a bad credit list.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just pull a bad credit list.
Yeah.
And now you got tons of potential people, right?
Yeah,
that want to buy. Okay.
Facts.
Last comment, question here. So with a lease option, right? And here's a big deal, right? I heard somebody talk about this one day. Should you have a contract that has a lease option connected to it, a lease agreement and an option agreement connected to it, or should it be two separate entities? And
Do
why?
two separate ones. Do a
Okay.
purchase and sale agreement and do the option.
Okay. Have you ever heard that before, Lenny?
No, man. No.
I remember I was hoping you guys heard about that before, because it's been a while since I even thought about it. Well, based on what I was hearing them say, it was better to have it as one paper. I can't remember in detail kind of what they said, but I'm gonna look it up, and I will definitely send it over to you guys.
I'll tell you what I think about that. I think that they try to make it on.
No, they said make it two. They said make it two. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. Because I was gonna say on the one document, they want to make it so simplified that it's easy to explain to the seller.
Yeah.
Okay. On my end, I want them to be two separate because my purchase and sell agreement may not be executed if I don't go through with my option.
That's exactly what they said, bro. Exactly what they said.
You see, my option leads to the purchase and sale.
Yeah.
If I never exercise my option, then we're never going to the purchase and sale.
Fact. That, you know what? That's exactly what they said too, bro. And that's important, because I've seen contracts where they had it all in one. You don't want to do that.
Right. And then if I need to extend my option, now I got to redo all the paperwork, and I can just do
one side of it,
the lease option part of it.
Yeah. Man, listen, this was fire, bro. This is fire. Yes, sir. big. Hey, that don't look past, bro, is fire, bro. Like, okay, I ain't let that get away. But man, listen, hey, Lenny, man, you know what they say, 10x our business, bro. This is a way that we can do that.
That's right. All day long.
Everybody Wholesaling with Lenny. If you ain't on his page, you need to go to Facebook too and get on Wholesaling with Lenny.
Tell us about your podcast, Lenny.
Most definitely, man. Hey, man, Wholesaling with Lenny on Facebook. We got some game. We dropping game in there. All the materials in there. I got the files in the file section. If you guys in that group already and you got some contracts, upload those contracts to the file section for the new wholesalers can go through. Like we were just talking about today, Jay, the lease option agreement. Jay, I know you got those. Drop those in the group in the file section for them, guys. If you need wholesale contracts, sub-2 contracts, owner option contracts, assignment agreements, wholesale cancellation contracts, whatever you got, man, it's in the file section. So, guys, add content, drop your deals there. It's literally like 50 cash buyers in the group already. Like I literally took my buyers list and dumped it in the group.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I took my buyers list and dumped it in the group, so
that's all right.
It's going down, man.
Dope, man. Salute. Terry Reed said, man, great job, black man. Man, salute to you, bro. Salute to you. Yeah, Terry has I can't remember the name of his shop. He has a tire shop in my hometown, Saginaw, Michigan. What up, though? Man, you gotta send me a text real quick, man. The name of your shop, T. If I can go and promote it for you, brother.
Yeah,
but yeah, man.
There. Put it out there.
Yes, sir. Jay, tell him what you got going, brother.
Man, we got everything going right now. We're actually today is August the 31st, and I'll tell you, September through December is our planning season. So all the new shiny object stuff that people try to switch to and change to during the year, we don't. We wait until September, and we hire beta teams to test those systems to determine if we're going to replace or implement those January 1st for the next year. So right now that's what we're in. We're in planning season. We're still marketing. We're still pulling out stuff. We're looking for buyers and negotiating deals, but we're in our planning season right now.
Man, salute. Man, listen, man. See, this is part of business, right? You get some people who know what they're talking about, and you get them on this show, man. Everybody learns, bro. Cause I don't know nothing, man. I'm eating from these guys, man.
We got community auto and tires.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, do you ship? We sell. He says, oh, he's selling cars too now. I gotta come get me a whip. That's what's up, T. Come give me one of the whips you got. So So guys, so we talked about a moment ago, man, about this ebook I was sending out to you guys. So if you guys want to learn exactly what we're talking about, this ebook is absolutely free. No charge to you guys, man. It's all about lease options, guys. Kind of step by step, man, on how to put one together. So if you send me your email address, DM me your email address, or send it to anybody you see on here, man. I'll send this right out to you guys tonight, and you'll have it in your inbox, bro.
Get it. Now,
Yeah.
here's what I'm gonna put along with this book, if you requested from Jay, is that don't just let that sit there.
Facts.
Read it.
Yeah, man.
And put some action to it.
Right.
And if you don't know where to start first, this is where you need to come back to, because everything is going to always lead back to what we've already talked about in prior podcasts, as well as this one. Come back and listen to this. Go back and listen to some other ones.
Yeah, man.
But don't just get this ebook and let it sit and waste itself. Okay.
Definitely.
Read the thing and then let's start putting some action to it. And if you need some help with that, reach out to any one of us, man. I'll talk to you all day.
Yeah, it's just a few pages too, man. So it's not one of them 300 books. It's just a few pages, man. Lease options is very simple.
Yeah,
you know, it's very simple. So, and definitely reach out to me. You got questions, I'll walk you guys through it as well, man. And man, support everybody on this podcast, man. Hey, fellas, appreciate this information, man. You guys did phenomenal, bro. And let's knock it out the park next week too, man.
No doubt.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely, man.
So anybody listen to this, because my guy Lenny, he's in. Tell him where you at. What city you in again? What state
I'm
you
in
in?
Springfield, Missouri.
Where you do wholesaling at?
I do wholesaling in Cleveland, St. Louis, and Springfield. We opening up Tulsa next month.
If you guys are bird dogs or you're wholesalers, you need some JV. You want a JV? He got buyers in those markets. Reach out to Lenny. My guy Jason, where you at again, Jason? I know you everywhere.
I'm in Dallas, Texas, but we are doing stuff in St. Louis, Missouri, Atlanta, Georgia, and surrounding areas of Georgia. We're coming back to Dallas now that the market's changing just a little bit. But Memphis. I forgot about Memphis, Tennessee. So we're looking for stuff all over the place, man.
Absolutely. You know me, man. Wherever there's a deal at, I'll go get it. As long as it's not in the rural area. So
rural is what's coming up, Jay.
Yeah, I never did a deal in a rural area before, man. It's always been a issue for me.
Hey, I'm finna coach you real quick.
Man, I need
an option on it. Put an option on it and wait until they come to develop it.
Wow, bro. I've never even thought about that, bro.
You see it going that way. Put an option on it.
Yeah.
And wait until they come and develop.
Yeah.
They say if you pick the 5 people that's closest to you, there you are, right?
There you are.
So I become smart about being around these gentlemen, man. So, man, I've been trying to rack my brain on how to close one of them deals or do one of them deals, bro, and I just couldn't figure it out.
And
you just did it like that, bro. That's crazy.
And look, the taxes are cheaper too.
Right?
Yes, and you get it for a write-off.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. If you get somebody to go out there and do some agricultural, so you get an agricultural write-off if they go out there and bale hay. Come on, man, you can sell the hay too.
Right.
Go get an option on it and wait for the development.
And you're gonna get a good deal too.
Yeah.
You're the only one that probably gonna grab it. Right. No, it's a win.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, salute to you guys, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You guys have a good one, bro.
You too, bro. You too.
Real estate aholics, bro. Hey, I'm gonna tune in tomorrow, Lenny. I gotta check you out, brother.
No doubt, it's going down. See y'all tomorrow.
I see you tomorrow.